Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tuesday Night Live podcast from the range with your host, John G. Johnson. I hit the button twice there, folks. Sorry about that. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's John, the firearms instructor, and welcome to Tuesday Night Live. I'm glad you're here. We got a good show for you this evening. We've got a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I want to start out by reminding you guys about the master class that's coming up March 31st. We still got room available for you. What are you going to get? You're going to get 4 weeks working with me to improve your accuracy in 4 short weeks and master that handgun finally and be able to be confident with a weapon. It's going to be a webinar style product every Monday night at 7 p.m. We're going to cover the topic of the week. We're going to give you drills. We're going to give you training tips. We're going to give you homework to take home. Those that are local around here get to use the range without charging any range fees to work on your homework. Those that are not, go to your local range. You want to videotape or take pictures of your targets and submit them the following week. So we will look at them to see what you're doing wrong and help you improve your accuracy. This is the beta group help us put this together. It is a full program. Not only are you getting the course itself, but you're getting videos that coordinate to each week, and it shows you proper grip, and it shows you proper stance, and it shows you all the stuff you need. So if you have the opportunity, guys, and you're looking to improve your accuracy in 4 short weeks, don't forget to sign up for the uh, master your handgun class. It's in the description down below. I think we have only 4 spots left, so if you're looking to join us, we'd love to have you. Any questions, we can cover those later today. All right, there's the first little thing. We sponsor these videos ourselves. Well, we sponsor and you sponsor by helping us out tremendously. Don't forget about our ebooks as well. Our ebooks are on sale right now for a short period of time for only $2.99. Matter of fact, if you want one of the ebooks, go ahead, look in the descriptions below. Go ahead and put one in the cart. Put free book at checkout, and it's yours for free, gratis, nothing, zero. It's yours. Now those books are on sale for $2.99, regularly $3.99. It's $1 off. But you get any of the other books you want to add them to the cart. It will not hurt my feelings at all, and you will be supporting a family-owned business, me and my family, and I truly appreciate that. That's enough of that. All right, so let's get to the questions of the week. Each week we pull questions from our YouTube channel, and they are pretty good this week. I bet you can't guess what one is. Every week it's sort of like a little thing. Now, guys, we actually have the ability to use speakpipe.com/ John the firearms instructor, and that's going to be just like a old answer machine. You call in with your phone, you ask us the question, we play it the following week, and at that point in time, we'll cover you and we will give you a shout out like we're going to do with the people that made comments through our videos we did this week. Dropped one yesterday, didn't do too well off the bat, but it is climbing now, so you have an opportunity to check out some of our YouTube channel and some of the videos we've done. Each one of the videos we're doing lately, guys, are downloadable targets, free downloadable targets that you can get when you're watching those videos. All you got to do is say free target, and we'll send it to you. Let's go ahead and pull that speak pipe off there. Let's go ahead and check the first one here from the old YouTubeish. YouTubeish. Okay. This is broken underscore arrow 58 from a couple weeks ago. He said, both of my pistols are 9 millimeter. Which do you recommend? 115 grain or 124? Overall, overall, I tend towards 124 besides the marginal higher cost. Thank you. Well, Broken Arrow, let me tell you, I only shoot 124 in the range. I feel it's got a little less recoil management issues, especially for new students. If I were to blindfold test people and have them shoot 115 and 124, I don't think many students would be able to tell the difference. Now you can see a flash difference. The 115 is a lot hotter than the 124, but either one will work. Most pistols will run either or. You just got to find the best deal for you at the time and then pick up the rounds that work for you. If you have a gun that's picky and doesn't like a certain round, you got to get rid of it because at the end of it, you may not find the rounds you need for it. And if it's picky and a just in the range, think how picky it'd be in a defensive situation. You cannot have a weapon that will not run everything. That's why Glocks are so popular because a Glock will shoot almost anything. It will run. It'll run. I'm not a Glock guy, but I can tell you they're not picky on ammo. There are other weapons out there in the world today that are picky, and picky ammo and picky guns are not what you need. Again, having a jam in the range or having a malfunction in the range, having a malfunction in a critical defense situation is not ideal. So I hope I answered your question there, Broken Arrow. Thank you very much for commenting on our video. We appreciate you very much. He did say a little bit more about how nice the video was. He's glad he found our channel and all that stuff like that. But I don't want to toot my own horn, if that makes sense. So I left it alone. Okay, so this is a comment from Jeffrey Elliott at 622. He watched the video shooting low and left for good. Fix shooting low and left for good is closer than you think. That's the video we did a while back about the eye drill. That's the one with the two eyes, and it helped him tremendously. He said, okay, do I align the sights the same way you instructed if I'm right handed and left eye dominant? Yes, you move the gun and eye, you move the weapon over to the dominant eye. Whichever dominant eye you are, you need to move your weapon to that eye. If you move that weapon to that eye, you're over the pistol. I could do a whole thing every week about left, left, left. That's why the master class is so important, guys, because it's going to educate. Not only is it going to give you what's causing it, you're going to identify what's causing it and be able to fix it. And in 4 short weeks, you get 4 weeks working with me for a Benjamin. That is a sweet deal that I'm giving you. Take advantage of it, guys. The beta group got 4 weeks. They helped me build this course. I'm giving you 4 weeks to get you good. Once a week, being on Monday nights. If you can't make Monday nights, don't worry. It's all on recall. It's all on replay. You can watch it after the fact. At the end of it, you will be more proficient with a pistol. Every one of my students were. They made some great reviews for me, and we're able to show them to you. So get yourself into that beta group. It's in the descriptions below. So lately, we've been getting a lot of people commenting about our concealed carry class, and they wanted to know about Florida's concealed carry and can I get it not being from Florida? And the answer is yes. And tonight, we're going to go through the full class in regards to what you need to do to get your Florida concealed carry. The beautiful thing about Florida is they allow non-residents to get the Florida concealed carry, and you would be able to carry in 30 states once you received it. Now, caveat here, guys, this will not take place of your concealed carry you need in your state. If your state has a concealed carry license, you need to get that. This is going to give you states around your states, and it may even have reciprocity with your state, but it will not take the place of your concealed carry, if that makes sense. So I am not going to go back and forth on the comments on this. I'll answer questions after the fact if you don't mind. But if you have a question, just start it out with a question mark. And then when I go through all the comments, I can pull it up very quickly and be able to answer everyone's question. So you would be able to get your question answered. So let's go ahead and add this to the stage. I'm going to keep myself on the side, I believe. I am going to remove it because it's all the way in the end slide and not the beginning slide. I do that to myself all the time. There we go. All right. Smarter, not harder, John. Smarter, not harder. All right, at the stage. There we go. And let's go big screen if we can. All right. How to apply for your Florida non-resident concealed carry permit. By me, John Johnson. The disclaimer down there below says, "Hey, I am not an attorney. I'm an NRA instructor who got all my information I got from an attorney. You need to do your homework. You need to understand this stuff better than I do, uh, especially if you plan to carry in other states." Excuse me one second here. Just this. There we go. And you need to understand all the rules and regulations. It seems complicated, but it's pretty simple, guys. Let's go ahead and continue with the next. Now, this is the thumbnail for the video that's been driving YouTube crazy right now. And it's just non resident concealed carry. Now, in true fashion, Florida does not have a non resident concealed. They have one concealed, but it allows non residents to have it. The only difference between a resident permit and a non resident permit is the reciprocity states. In Florida, when you have your Florida concealed carry permit, you are going to get 36 states being a Florida resident. When you're not a Florida resident, you're only going to get 30. But those 30 states have an agreement with Florida to recognize a non resident like you. And you can easily carry in those 30 states with your Florida concealed. All right. How to apply for your non-resident Florida concealed? You don't have to live in Florida or get your Florida CCW. You're not even required to be from Florida to get it. Here's the link to the YouTube explaining the process. It's pretty simple and easy. I'm going to explain it to you as we go here today. This is on my YouTube channel. I actually have a link or a playlist of all the concealed stuff for you to look at, go through. I station these calls probably 4 to 6 times a day with people asking in regards to the Florida concealed, and we're able to, so it comes up and people search through because YouTube is a search engine and people do search it and it comes up, and I'm pretty up there when it comes to knowledge about this stuff because we've set it up to work perfectly for any non-resident student. So on our website itself, there is a non-resident online concealed carry uh, page, and our class costs only $74.99, and we're going to give you everything you need to get your paperwork and apply for your permit without really going into too much hassle or problematic stuff. It's pretty simple and easy. This is what we consider the the shot requirement. This is the real deal. A lot of times when online concealed carry classes happen, there is no shot requirement being done, so it's truly not a true online class. But we've answered that question by putting together this target. It is a simple shot requirement. You take this, you pay for the class. Then once you pay for the class, we send you this with a copy of a video of how to do it, as well as the full PowerPoint of what to do, what to do, what to do. So there's no really questions that happen. It's very simple and not hard to do. You set this out at 3 yards. You physically look back at the camera, have someone videotape you. You hold your driver's license up. You say, "Hey, my name is John Johnson. I'm doing the concealed carry non resident from Florida. I've got my target. You have to sign this target. You've got to put it out at 3 yards, and then you got to shoot 5 shots into it. And then you're going to send that video to John at Firearms Training by johngjohnson.com. And then once I receive that in the mail or receive that email wise, or a lot of guys text it to me, which is another way you can do it. And once I receive that, then I'm going to send you within 24 hours your completion certificate. So what you need is the completion certificate, a driver's license, and your and your documentation. So when you have your completion certificate, your driver's license, and the money you paid for it, and there's a passport photo that needs to be done, but we're going to discuss all that as we go here. That what's the hardest thing for most students to get down is the shot requirement. No, you don't have to go to a range if you have a range in your backyard. All I need to do legally by law is to watch you discharge a firearm, and that's what the video does for me. Once you look at the camera and I can identify you, it makes it simple and easy. And from there, you're going to walk through your qualifications. You're going to go to the Florida Department of Agriculture. You're going to visit their webpage. You're going to apply online right here at the arrow pointing to it. From applying online, you're going to go to Florida Concealed License. Then from there, you're going to apply for a new firearms license and then hit next. Boom. And then it brings up your application. You'll fill all this out. Uh, the online application can be done online, obviously, or you can go through. You could go and order one of these if you want from the Department of Agriculture as well. Uh, some of this stuff needs to be done in person. Some of it can be done, like for instance, you're going to have your fingerprints done. Now, most places that do fingerprints now are doing electronic fingerprints. But if you want to do rolled ink, if your sheriff's department or police department only does rolled ink, you can, but you must have a fingerprint card. And once you've got your application online done, you give your Your application itself has what's this thing called a T number. The T number is used with your fingerprints. And once your T number and the fingerprints are put together, then from there, a passport photo needs to be processed. And the Department of Agriculture kind of already shows you that you can do the passport photo by using your cell phone. The actual application itself gives you this information how to do it on your phone, so you don't have to spend any more money than you have to, because passport photos can be expensive. And here it is, right here. It talks about now. This whole video will be available for you tomorrow, that you can look it up. But it takes talks about how to do your um, your passport photo. It tells you to get a white or a cream colored wall. Poster board would work as fine. Make sure the light's good. Parents guidelines. You can't have any funny things on or anything. And shoot, edit, save the frame shot, allowing plenty of headroom, bottom room in it, and that would be able to be used for the photo when you send it in online. How do you get your fingerprints cards done? Fingerprint card instructions for all out of state residents and Florida residents whom electronic finger services are not available. If you're in an area they're not available, your fingerprint must be taken by law enforcement. This is the challenge for most people that are from states that aren't very gun friendly, is getting someone to do your fingerprints. But I've had California, I have New York, I've had them all do it. It's just a little bit more, a little homework you got to do. You must submit a complete, legible set of fingerprints on an original fingerprint card if you're doing rolled ink. Fingerprint cards can be requested from the ATF. Electronic fingerprints will not be accepted from out of state applicants. Uh, if you're out of state and you want to do rolled ink, you can. A detailed fingerprint submission instructions are provided on the three of the documents. Your fingerprint card will not be processed if a required information is not contained in the design blocks. One of the things too is I know is using blue ink. You got to make sure you use blue ink. Black ink is the problem for them sometimes. Here are the states you get. They're pretty simple and easy, but you get 30 of these states. The yellow ones all are ones you're going to get. Some of the green you get, but that's kind of cool being a Florida resident. We get 36. You being a non resident, you're only going to get 30 of them. Step by step steps to follow. Uh, Go to my website. Go ahead, pick up the class itself. That class is a full video. It covers all of the laws and regulations of Florida. Now, it does not cover every state, every law in all areas. You need to make sure you understand the laws in every state that you plan to travel in. It's very important because handgun laws change from state to state. I'll give you an example of one that gets people in trouble all the time. In Florida, you are not required by law to identify that you have a weapon on you. So in Florida, it's just an assumption that we carry in our car or we carry on our body. But in Georgia, it is mandatory that you tell the cop. And that is, it's, you need to tell him before he asks you. And when a Georgia cop sees a Florida plate, he just assumes crazy ass redneck with a gun. So you want to make sure that you understand each law as you travel. The gun's in your car for your convenience and your safety, but it's a detriment to you if you don't know every law and regulation as you travel. Follow the instructions on the shot requirement video. Do your shot requirement. Send that video in. Get your fingerprints done. We will send you your completion certificate, and download your application package to Tallahassee and wait for it to show up. It's crazy how easy it is to get, guys. It's not something that's going to cause you a lot of pain or suffering. And how long does it normally take? It takes about 90 days, but most people lately have been getting them in 4 to 6 weeks. What's the cost factor? Well, with our fee on top of it and the state's fee, our fee is 74.99. The actual license is $55 and the fingerprints are 42. So that's a total of $171.99, and that is divided by 7 years because that's how long the permit lasts. A full 7 years, a full 7 years for you to protect yourself in your vehicle as you're traveling or in a situation where you may be on the road and have to use a weapon in self-defense. um, Pretty economical if you think about it. The permit lasts 7 years. Spread that across 7 years. That's $24.57 to protect yourself with a firearm, protect you and your loved ones with a firearm. There's a renewal every 7 years, and it's a $50 renewal right now. And you can actually mail that renewal back in each time, and it's 7 years, 2 months, and a day. If you don't renew it after that point in time, you have to do it all over again. So you want to verify as much as you can that you watch your conceal dates and everything else like that. Definitely do not want to be carrying with an expired concealed carry permit. It's short approval time, guys. Like I said, it's about 90 days, but the average is 4 to 6 weeks once it goes to the processing. They have to do your fingerprints, an FBI background check. If you've able to buy a pistol and be able to buy pistols in the past, chances of you getting your Florida concealed is very high, and it would be no issue for you to get this thing done. It's a hard card, looks like a driver's license. It's actually not a form of ID in Florida because it doesn't have our address on there, but it actually gives us the ability, gives you and me the ability to carry in multiple states. We do a lot of California, we do a lot of New York, we do a lot of places where guns are not friendly, and they get them out of those states. The cool thing is, if you really think about it, we'll show you that go back to the reciprocity states. There's a lot of those on that map there that we could travel and cover a large percentage of the area without really causing too much stuff there. You're getting Florida, you go up Georgia, all the way up to PA, then you get into that areas there, and all the way out here towards Alaska and all the places. Pretty nice. Convenient way. There are a lot of other states that allow multiple states, but not like Florida. Florida's got a relationship with a lot of them. Reciprocity. Reciprocity, to be honest with you, is probably the most important thing that you get with it. So, what do you have to do? Well, you have to apply. You have to do your shot requirement. You have to download your application package. Get your electronic fingerprints done by a qualifying agent, being police or sheriff. Uh, Passport photo. We've already told you you can actually do your passport photo on a wall at your house if you want to. Pay the fees, mail your package into Tallahassee. Your CCW should arrive in your mailbox within 90 days. The application package is pretty simple and easy. It is explained out to you as well as it can. Uh, it takes a little bit of time and effort. I'm always available to answer any questions for you best I can. But it, it's it's quick. We got people getting it all the time. Let's wrap this thing up by talking about if you plan to carry a firearm through multiple states, you need to really think about your legal representation in the midst of a critical defense situation. And because of USCCA, which we're a member and we're an instructor, they actually offer you a free gift when you scan this code right here, this little barcode, and it's low cost, it's easy to do, you protecting yourself in a critical defense situation. Uh, you sooner or later have to go downtown, and you never want to go downtown by yourself. You got to realize, in a real situation, you're going to probably shoot this gun with no earmuffs on. You're probably going to be doing it in a low light conditions. So not only the weapons flash of the gun's going to blind you a little bit, but the earmuffs are not on, so you're going to be ringing, and now you get in a high critical defense situation, the big adrenaline dump. You most likely are not thinking 100%. Should you actually be talking to a cop at that point in time, or should you have some protection yourself? You know, talking to the attorneys and everything else, they always say the final things. You let the cop know that you were the victim, that you will happy to cooperate with them when you're in presence of your attorney, and you'll answer any question after you've talked to your attorney. And that stops you from saying something that could that could come against you down the road. So I would highly make you look at this company that we're about to talk about. This is Delta Defense. Now, Delta Defense is a organization that helps responsible gun owners prepare for what they may encounter before, during, and after a self-defense incident. And it's very important you understand that sooner or later in the whole realm of this thing, you're going to go downtown, and you don't want to go downtown by yourself. You got to be represented. And you don't want the public defender and the prosecutor, who are a team, you understand, to support you, because he's not on your best interest. He's on lowering the state's docket. And if he can make a deal with the prosecutor to settle this deal or do something else or give the crackhead who he gave a good deal a week ago, and now you're the next case involved, that's not the guy you want on your side. What does Delta Defense offer you? Well, they offer you the stroke from the bond guy. The bondmen work off a percentage, and if they come up to a million, 100,000 or $1 million bond stroke, so it gives you $100,000. They're 24/7 resource. They're good in all 50 states. You know, you can't carry in all 50 states. You can only carry in 30. They have three levels of membership. They have a gold, a platinum, and a elite. Each one of those give you more incentive, but all the actual the actual products, they're the same no matter which one you use. You still get the 100,000, you still get the 24/7. The membership, what it does, it gives you back journals and magazines. It gives you a lot of different add-ons that you may or may not need. Where the problem for most of the time in a critical defense situation, whether you're in Florida or anywhere else, is the civil lawsuits. And this product comes with $2 million worth of annual limited liability, $10,000 incidental expenses, $750 a day actual lost earnings. It covers all self-defense, covers all lawful acts of self-defense, multiple reciprocity app, and it comes with a bulletproof 365-day money back guarantee. Let's talk about that app real quick. Remember, I told you before, it's imperative that you know every law and regulation there is and where the gun needs to be stored as you travel throughout the states. Well, just imagine having that on your phone. You can actually take this phone, tell it where you're going, and it's going to give you heads up on the state lines and what to do with the handgun. One of the challenges of finding out the laws and regulations of each state is the internet is not always up to date. Well, see, this company here, Delta Defense, has a full staff that's updating the laws as you travel. Just alone, that alone is worth its weight in gold because it's going to give you what you need to know as you're traveling through each state and let you know what the state's laws are. Some states are must have a two-step rule. Some states have it can be loaded. Some states says you cannot load it. You got to wait to load it until you need it. Now, obviously, that's not Florida, but you got to make sure you're following the laws of Florida because are are a you have your Florida concealed, but you need to cover the laws of other states. What does that mean? Here's an example of that, guys. Georgia, Michigan, Texas, they all have open carry. Now, Florida does not have open carry except for hunting, fishing, or camping. So, if you're in Texas, you're in Georgia, you're in Michigan, you cannot open carry because your concealed weapons license for Florida does not allow open carry. Same thing for Georgia resident. They can't come to Florida and open carry because Florida doesn't have open carry. You really think about open carry, what's the open carry do for you? It makes you the first victim. We carry a weapon for a tactical advantage. The tactical advantage us having the weapon unseen. So if we need to use it, we can get to it in a timely manner compared to the bad guys seeing it and at that point in time being able to uh, be able to get it from you. My dad told me a long time ago, you never see the alligator or the shark that bites you. You never see the bad guy once he realizes that you have something he wants. He's not just going to come up and take it, he's going to sneak up and take it. A firearm to a bad guy, he's not afraid of it. He's looking at it as a monetary amount of money. That $500 gun you bought at the gun store is an $800 gun on the street because there's no paperwork or documentation being done on it. And keep in mind that they will take it from you. The tactical advantage is for you to keep that weapon hidden until you need it. USCCA, do your homework. It's a good product. It's in my pocket. It's in my wife's and my family's pockets. It's something we sell here at the store. Yes, we sell it, meaning I get a commission every time someone buys this thing. It does not affect your cost on anything, but I get a little referral when you do hook into it. You need to have something, guys. If you're going to be carrying in all these states, and most of the states on the reciprocity list is the most of the states you're going to be carrying in, anyways. And you want to make sure you have your protection. You may have the best buddy in the world who is an attorney who covers whatever. Well, he can't help you if he's not licensed in the state. So the referral piece alone is going to cost you. And, civil lawsuits take for years and years and years to get through them, where a criminal lawsuit has to be tried fast, but you still lose stuff. So, the $10,000 incidental expenses, $750 a day lost earnings, uh, mobile reciprocity app, $2 million with limited liability for civil, and 100,000, $1 million, up to $1 million in bond, the downstroke 100,000. So there's a lot of advantages of this. Where's the cost factor on this? What's it cost? What's the what's the deal on that? You know, the platinum program where they get the main price point is less than 32.99. Ideally, if a husband and wife got into it, she gets 50% off. Here's that code again for scannability. If you'd like to see it, it'll give you more details and more information about it. Uh, why everyone should have your non-resident Florida concealed in this era where personal safety is paramount and the right to self-defense is cherished. Obtaining the Florida concealed carry permit stands as a pivotal decision for an individual across the nation. This permit not only granted legal authorization to carry concealed firearm within Florida, but also extends a protected umbrella to numerous other states of a reciprocity agreement. The allure of this permit lies not just the legal permission, but empowerment and preparedness, and that's bestowed on the holder. Being able to carry in 30 states, uh, compared to when you travel in your vehicle, we have a lot of winter residents that come to Florida, and they do a lot of traveling. It's ideal to be able to protect yourself. You don't want to just wing it and just say, "I'll let the cops deal with it after the fact." It gives you that ability to protect yourself, and you know, it only takes once, guys. You know what? The funny story is, everyone always says, "Well, I'm only going to carry when I need it." When do you need it? When do you think you're going to need it? You never know until you know, and that's the one deal that we need to make sure we get our head around. Exit full screen. Uh, all right. Go back to full screen here. Go over the questions and see what we got here. Rob Bomber. Yeah, well, you know what happens, all that stuff, Rob. Rob, there we go. All right, so you guys are interested in getting your information. This will be live starting in a little bit here. We would love to have you guys. People ask about this all the time. I thought it'd be something we do this evening. It was a little full of packed in information, but at the end of it, it's part of what you need to know. We get this question asked to us a large percentage of the time. What's the program, what it is, and this will be just a video that we can give the individual. We'll give them the link, and they can watch it themselves and be able to cover everything. I appreciate you guys staying along with us this evening. If there's no more questions, it's going to be a light night for us. And I would appreciate you. Rob, you are you from Toledo? Were you comment me yesterday? Uh, Rob Bomber, because my wife's from a little town called Montpelier, which is right around the corner from Toledo. We used to go over there to the mall. She's a little small little town, Amish town. Not Amish, they're Mennonites, but kind of cool little place there. Small little school and high school and all that stuff like that. All right, guys. God bless. Be safe. And remember, you are your first line of defense. Until next week. Bye bye.